Samaritan's Purse is on the scene of human need following virtually every natural disaster, as well as wars all over the world. Please welcome my good friend, Franklin Graham. Franklin, great having you here.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
You guys are always busy, but it seems like this year has been especially tough because you've had wildfires in California, hurricanes on the east and Gulf Coast,
Right, sure.
floods all over the place. It's been a tough year. What has Samaritan's Purse been stretched most in trying to provide?
I think the California fires have been the toughest because we were held out of the area around Paradise. We just got in just a few weeks, about 10 days ago. And the reason is so many people are still missing. It's very difficult for those people in Paradise, very difficult for us in that area. But Christmas Eve night, we're giving out 4,000 meals. We're doing this with Panera Bread. And we've got a church there, the Christian Missionary Alliance Church in Paris, did not burn. And we're going to hand out 4,000 meals on Christmas Eve night.
A beautiful thing. Well, I've always been impressed. Samaritan's Purse, it's not just one thing. I mean, some organizations, to their credit, I mean, they do a few things well. They maybe show up with food, or they show up with blankets, or maybe they help with housing. You guys do so many things, one of which is something I know my church has been involved in many years, and that's the Shoebox for Christmas.
It is.
You've got one with you.
Right here.
It's such a beautiful thing. You do this all over the world. Explain how this works.
Well, first of all, we just ask people to take a box, and if you don't have one, we'll provide them, and fill them with toys for a child, boy or girl, and you can have age groups. This one is for a 5 to 9-year-old, and then send it to us, and we'll take it to a child around the world. Now, this year, we're collecting about 11 million.
11 million?
11 million. And
wow.
We ask people as they pray, as they pack the box, pray. Pray for the child who's going to get the box. I mean, I don't know who's going to get it. God does. Can you imagine 11 million people praying for children? And Governor, we got in here, you got to always have a stuffed animal. That's good. Soccer ball, that's cool. Got with a pump.
I was going to say, it needs a pump, Frank. I don't know if you know that.
Yo-yo, car, we put toothpaste, toothbrush, things like that in there. And of course, we give them out in Jesus' name. This is an evangelistic project. We go through the churches around the world, distribute these boxes, and we ask people to pray. We ask the churches to pray before they give them out. And the churches give a gospel message. I want the children to know the true meaning of Christmas. And of course, every year we see hundreds of thousands of kids make decisions for Christ. But more importantly, we have a discipleship program. It's a 12-week discipleship, or 12 lessons. It can be done in more than just a week. But 12 lessons, and it's a bird's eye view of the Bible. And of course, these are the kids that have made decisions for Christ, and for the last 8 years, it's close to 20 million.
20 million.
That have taken this forward.
What an incredible impact.
It's not too late for someone if they want to do it. They can go online to SamaritanPurse.org and go to Operation Christmas Child, and there's a link where you can click on, and you can actually fill a box over, it's called Build a Box, over the website. So build a box. If you haven't done it, we need all the boxes we can get.
My wife and I believe that when we give to Samaritan's Purse, we're really doing something, and it's also a spiritual impact as well, as rather than just a physical. I want to change the subject a minute. You did a tweet this week in response to news that the Boy Scouts are on the verge of bankruptcy.
Absolutely.
The organization has pretty much collapsed since 2013, when they first started making big changes in their organization. And I understand when that got on Facebook, you got in some trouble.
All I was pointing out, when you get off of what the standards that God gives us, and here's a great organization, had a great mission, but they began to allow gays to come in, and then pretty soon it was transgender, and then they changed their name, and as every time they did this, their income went down. Then the lawsuits started coming in because of sexual misconduct. And what do you expect? Because these changes they've made are based around sex. And what's happened is now they've been sued, they're out of money, and the organization's imploding. And that is such a shame. But this should be a reminder to any organization, any corporation out there. If you do this, God's watching, and He will might let you implode.
Well, you know, it's pretty evident that they've lost their roots, which were God and country. And it was an unapologetic. I mean, I was in Scouts when I was a kid. You were.
I was too, yeah.
And most of the organizations were sponsored by churches.
Yep.
I saw where the Mormon Church, by the way, is pulling out altogether, and they have a third of all Scout troops across the country. They're going to get out by 2020. I don't know how the Scouts will continue after that. There's another thing that Samaritan's Purse is doing is the Christmas gift catalog. And so I think that would be fascinating for our folks to hear what you're doing with that.
Well, so what do you give to someone that has everything? Well, we have a gift catalog where they can buy a chicken, they can buy a goat, they can buy ducks.
We're not talking to fried chicken. We're talking about a chicken.
We're talking about for a real chicken. You can go to a part of the world where we do this.
Yeah.
We provide this for poor people and help them with their livelihood and give things that will have a meaning for somebody else around the world instead of for yourself. And so every year we have tens of thousands of people that say, you know what, I'm going to give my children a pig for Christmas. And they'll get them something else, but it may be a pig or a goat.
Oh, they shouldn't. They should just get them the pig. That's it. Just the pig.
I think so. But it's a great catalog. There's a lot of great ideas. And you can go to Samaritan's Purse and get one of those catalogs. Or it's online.
As the old saying goes, you know, give a man a fried chicken, you feed him for a day, but give him a real chicken, he's got eggs every morning.
That's exactly right.
I think it's something like that.
Something like that. That's it.
It was in there.
I think that's it.
Well, I want to say thanks so much for all that Samaritan's Purse does, and my thanks especially to Franklin Graham. I want to pray that you will share the spirit of Christmas by going to the SamaritansPurse.org website, SamaritansPurse.org. Create a shoebox. Bless someone who is in need. You can also pick from the gift catalog that Franklin has just talked about, or help them build their supplies for the next big emergency that's coming, and it will. Any donation, whether it's large or small, it can make a huge difference in the life of somebody who's hurting. And as I said, my wife and I know that when we give to Samaritan's Purse, the money is going to be used wisely and efficiently. That's a good feeling. Call the number on your screen, or you can visit SamaritansPurse.org.